Modern travelers have millions of local addresses instantly accessible on their phones. Yet, in the luxury hospitality sector, guests consistently bypass their screens to consult a human concierge. This role is frequently misunderstood. A concierge is not a living directory, and they are not stationed in the lobby to recite basic trivia like restaurant phone numbers or museum operating hours. Instead, the professional concierge operates as a highly calibrated, intelligent filter for a city's culture. The crossed golden keys worn on the lapels of top-tier professionals indicate mastery of a complex, internalized system of knowledge categorization and rapid data retrieval. Raw city data is overwhelming and context-blind. A guest requires a curated experience, precisely calculated against their current mood, specific time constraints, and personal taste. Delivering this requires mastery of 3 operational modules: constructing an encyclopedic mental map, executing a strict tailored suggestion algorithm, and managing an ethical vendor network. Executing this specialized information system is the exact mechanism that separates standard customer service from luxury hospitality operations. The foundation of this system is a mental map of the city with a depth that vastly exceeds any published guidebook. But encyclopedic knowledge is a liability if it cannot be accessed instantly. The data must be strictly categorized to allow for immediate retrieval during a high-pressure shift. The first primary data category is culture and history. The standard required here goes far beyond knowing baseline logistical facts. For a landmark like the British Museum, the professional must know exactly which day of the week has the lowest foot traffic, and precisely how to route a guest through hidden, secondary entrances to bypass the crowds entirely. The second category, gastronomy, requires a complex matrix of cross-indexed variables. Every dining recommendation must be instantly sortable by specific cuisine, exact price range, the environmental atmosphere, such as a quiet business lunch versus a romantic dinner, and strict dietary parameters. The third category is logistics, mastering physical distance and real-time travel variables between the hotel and key city nodes. Calculating this on the fly is the only safeguard against a guest missing a theater curtain call or a flight. The final category is safety and essentials. This is the critical data layer deployed when a guest faces an unexpected crisis. The concierge must have immediate, top-of-mind recall for 24-hour pharmacies, international embassies, and reputable on-call dental clinics. By structuring chaotic city data into these 4 distinct categories, the professional builds an actionable, instantly accessible operating system. In the luxury sector, relying on second-hand information or hearsay is a critical failure of service. Hotel management bridges this gap by providing familiarization trips and operational dining credits, allowing the concierge to build an experiential data overlay on top of their mental map. When a professional has physically sat at the table they are recommending, their delivery at the desk changes. The memory subconsciously alters their body language and vocal tone. This exposure allows the professional to recall exact sensory data, like the specific atmosphere of a bustling kitchen. Deploying these granular sensory details during a recommendation pitch creates a bond of absolute trust with the guest. A digital algorithm, processing aggregated reviews, outputs cold and inherently skeptical text. It cannot replicate the conviction of human experience. True authenticity cannot be crowdsourced from the internet. It must be lived and physically integrated into the professional's personal database. When a guest approaches the desk asking for daily itinerary advice, they are not asking for a directory, they are actively seeking a filter. This flowchart outlines the 3-step recommendation protocol designed to eliminate friction. Step 1 is to qualify. The concierge must ask clarifying parameter questions before offering a single idea. This means determining the specific vectors of the outing. Is the guest seeking a traditional or contemporary experience? Is this a relaxed family trip or a high-stakes business dinner? Step 2 is to provide options. The strict operational rule here is to offer exactly 2 or 3 distinct choices. Offering only a single choice creates the immediate appearance of unprofessional bias, making the guest feel cornered. Conversely, offering 10 different options forces the cognitive load back onto the guest, paralyzing them with decision fatigue. Step 3 is to detail logistics. Every curated recommendation must be bundled with immediate execution data. This logistical bundle includes the how, meaning the exact transit method required to reach the destination, the how much, providing an approximate cost, and the why, defining the unique selling point of the suggestion. Following this strict protocol transforms a potentially overwhelming and chaotic interaction into a frictionless, luxurious decision for the guest. Moving from internal knowledge to external execution reveals a hard limit. A concierge's operational power is strictly bound by the quality of their external network. This requires cultivating a tight roster of external partners, including licensed tour operators, high-end limousine services, and highly reliable ticket brokers. This introduces a core operational liability. Guests view these external vendors as direct extensions of the hotel's own service standards. If a recommended driver is rude or incompetent during a transaction, the reputational damage is inflicted directly upon the hotel rather than just the individual vendor. Building and maintaining these vulnerable vendor networks requires uncompromising ethical integrity. The desk is an environment of high-stakes temptations. Guests will routinely offer large sums of cash for impossible access to exclusive clubs or sold-out theater tickets. While a professional constantly strives to make the impossible possible, there is a hard operational boundary. Professional ethics and local laws cannot be compromised. This includes a strict prohibition on accepting secret commissions or kickbacks from vendors. Doing so leads to recommending subpar services for personal gain, which is universally a fireable offense. An ethically compromised network quickly destroys the single most valuable asset a luxury property possesses: the guest's implicit trust in its recommendations. The purest form of professionalism at the concierge desk is providing advice that is entirely unbiased and ruthlessly guest-centric. Consider a systemic stress test. A historically great, personally favored local restaurant experiences a sudden drop in kitchen quality. The required professional response is immediate. The concierge must sever the recommendation, regardless of any personal friendships or history with the venue's owner. The ultimate, unyielding directive of the role is clear. The professional's loyalty belongs exclusively to the guest standing directly in front of them. True mastery combines the encyclopedic mental map, the sensory depth of the experiential overlay, the precision of the tailored filtering algorithm, and the discipline of an ethical vendor network. Flawlessly executing this complex, high-integrity information system is how the concierge earns their place as the living heart of a city's culture.